Hi everyone, good morning guys. Let's start. Guys, any doubts so far? Guys, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Okay. So next concept and the last concept in Linux, that is user and group administration. Okay. So this user and group administration concept, knowledge wise, it is important guys, but practically we will not use, okay, in real time. We don't have access to create the users and the groups in real time. Okay. So admins will create the users and the groups. They will add the users to the groups, all these things. Okay. So we are not going for this. Okay. But theoretically it required, okay, how the administrators will create all these things. We need that knowledge. So for that purpose, I'm going here. Okay. First we will see the user administration. Okay. So here users means how many users we have guys here? Root user and normal user, right? So these are the two users we discussed. And we have one more user here, that is system user also. Okay. So what is the use of the system users now? So system users, they will maintain the middleware tools, guys. Okay. The middleware tools like Apache, Tomcat, web applications, all these things they will maintain and they will run. Okay. So we are not worrying about here system users, and we are not bothering about users also. Our focus is on normal users only. Okay. Now here, so now onwards, whenever I call user means it is normal user only. Okay. So these are the users we have. So normal user, so by default, you are getting one normal user here in the cloud. So what is the normal default normal user we are having? EC2 user, the default normal user, right? So this is the default user the cloud people providing for us, okay, initially. And after that, whatever the users you want, you can create with our names also, we can create. Okay. See, this EC2 user, see for Ubuntu, if you launch Ubuntu instance now, the default user is Ubuntu. If you launch CentOS instance, the default user is CentOS only. Username is also CentOS. And if you launch this one, Amazon Linux, Red Hat, for all these instances, you will get EC2 user is the default. Okay. So they will give one default user. Later we can create normal users. Okay. With our names we can create. So how to create a normal user? Okay, so we have a command, guys, here, add user, or you can give user add also. Both will work. Okay, so add user space username. Suppose the username I'm taking here, Abdul is the username I'm taking. Okay, Abdul user I created. So once you create a user here in Linux, see, I'm talking about normal user, guys. Okay, leave about system user and root user, will not create and all these things. Okay. So once we create the normal user, you will get few things, guys, here. The very first one is you will get user and group IDs. You will get user and group IDs. Like how we have the inode number. Inode number means a unique number for every file and folder in Linux. The same way for users and groups also, you'll have IDs. Okay, unique numbers will be there. These IDs also, we have a range for these IDs. Suppose for the root user, the user ID is 0 and the group ID is 0. This is fixed. This is standard and fixed. Okay, and for the system user, it starts from the range 1 to so it depends upon the version actually. Okay, it starts from 1. After 0, it starts from 1. So 1 to 499 something they're giving previously, 999. It is completely depends upon version, guys. Okay, so previously they're giving, suppose if you take Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6.4 version, they're giving around 1 to 499 only, means 500 system users only they can create. Okay, so but now they're giving 1 to 1,000 you are getting. And the next one is for the normal users, user and group IDs ranges starts from continuation from 1,000 to previous old version, they're giving 1,000 to 60,000 something. Okay, 1,000 to 60,000 means around 59,000 users, normal users you can create. But now in the latest versions, you are getting 1 lakh also. Okay, this is also depends upon the operating system versions. Okay, so these are the ranges we have for user and group IDs. These are the ranges. For the root user, it is fixed 0, 0. Okay, user ID is 0 and group ID is 0. Okay, I will show you all these things also. Okay, later. So once you create a user, you will get user and group IDs you will get. And after that, the second one is home directory. Home directory of that user you will get. Okay, home directory, how it will be like this. Okay, see, with the username only you will get Abdul home directory. So normally we are getting right here, see, EC2 home directory, right? The same way. Okay, done. And the third one also you will get here, primary group you will get here. Okay, primary group and secondary group also is there. We'll discuss only primary group now. Primary group means once we create a user with the same name, you will get one group. That group we call it as a primary group. Okay, the same name it will create automatically. No need to create. It will create automatically. Whenever you create a user with the same name, it will create one group also. That group we call it as a primary group. And we have the secondary group and all these things we will discuss in group administration part. We will discuss that one. That also you will get. Okay, today only you will get that also. Okay, so these are the three things you will get here when you create a user. Okay, so let me go and create a user first. Add user. Okay, username I'm taking here Abdul. Okay, so user is, see what it is telling, permission denied. So you need to give sudo. So now the user is created successfully. How to check where the user is created or whether created or not? How to check? If you remember, in cut command, we used one configuration file. Anyone remember what is that file and where that file exists? In cut command we used.
In etc.
etc.
Yeah.
File name.
User or admin? I don't remember actually.
So in etc we have one file called password. Okay, that file we use for cut command, right? The same file I'm going here. Cat etc. So where is etc? Inside the root directory etc is there, and inside etc we have a file with the name passwd. The file name and spelling will be like this only, guys. Okay, so if you see here, only the rows and columns we've used in the cut command. Okay, only rows and columns wise only we use this data, right? Now if you see in password file, what will be there? No, all the users. Okay, all the users, list of users with a clear information will be there inside this password file, remember. Okay, all the Linux users, all the Linux list of users with clear information will be there inside this password file. If you see here, This is the root user. Okay, the root user ID is 0 and the group ID is 0. See, and these all are system users up to here. Up to here, these all are system users. You can see here the system users user ID and group ID will be within the range of 1 to 999. Apart from this, apart from this kernel, if you see, every user ID and group ID will be within the range of 1 to 999 only. Okay, up to here. And if you see here, next normal user. So this is the normal user. EC2 user by default, cloud people created this. Okay, so EC2 user is this. And next one is, see, we created Abdul user just now. Okay, so by this you can confirm the user is created. Okay, Abdul user is created. So like this you can confirm. Otherwise, you can go to home folder. Here, if you give ls command now, here also it will show you. What is the use of this home folder? I told you, list of normal users will be there. Only normal users it will show you here. Okay, so this is the default user and Abdul user we created just now. So the user is created successfully. Okay, now let me explain about all these columns also. Okay, these fields, this is one row and this is one field, right? Field 1, field 2, field 3, field 4, right? So now let's understand what is these fields and all. Okay, here this field 1 is username, guys. This field 1 is username. And this field 2 is there. Now every field is separated with a colon, right? The same thing we discussed in cut command. Every field is separated with a colon. So here the second field is X is there. For this X, we have again small story is there for this. What is this X means? It's a password reference. Okay. See, in old version of Linux, if you take Linux 2 and 3, 4 Linux versions, old version, now it's 8.4 something is there. Okay, generally I'm talking about the Red Hat. Okay, the same versions will be there for other flavors of Linux also mostly. Okay, so if you see the old version of Linux, beside the username, okay, beside the username, you will get encrypted format password also, the saving here only. In field 2 only, they're saving the password also here only. And due to some security reasons, okay, they changed it. Okay, what they did, they keeping that password in separate file, and from that file, they're taking the reference in the form of a X. So that's why we calling this X as a password reference. Or password reference file also we can call. So this is the story. Okay, previously for the user, for this user, they're keeping the password also here only, but now they are not keeping. They're keeping the password in separate file. From that, they're taking the reference in the form of a X. Okay. And field 3 is user ID and field 4 is group ID. Okay, and field 5 is username. I mean, username means, sorry, not username. This is username. It's a user role. Who is he? EC2 user is, who is he? He's a cloud user. Okay, and this is home directory. I told you, no. So you will get a home directory also. Okay, so home directory, and this bin bash will be there obviously. So bin bash means born again shell. Okay, so it will create the environment here, shell and environment. It will create this bash and all. Okay, to execute the script files also, we use this bash command, bash, born again shell. Okay. So every command that we are typing in Linux will come from this user bin path only. Okay, from there only you will get all the commands in Linux. You will stay in one place, user bin. Okay, from there only you will get. And this bash will send that commands to the kernel, which is inside the operating system. We have kernel, right? It will send to the kernel, and kernel will process the command, and that output it will display on this console. So this is the internal process. Whenever you're typing the command, every command will come from the user bin only. Okay, from there the bash will take and it will send it to the kernel. Okay, so kernel will process the command and it will give the output. That output it will display on user terminal. Okay, this is default will be the bin bash. Okay, so this is about the fields, guys. Field 1, field 2, and all. If you see Abdul user also same username and password reference file it is, and user ID, group ID, and there is no designation here. Role, who is he? Abdul, who is he? Is he Java developer or .NET developer or DevOps engineer? Who is he? So the admin will give the name here. Okay, and home directory. Okay, so we will see how to give this. Also, I will show you. Now, suppose I want to add a role here. Okay, so you can add easily. You can add here. So password is a file only. No, this file you can open in VEditor. VI-etc password. Open in VEditor. Right now, I want to add a role for Abdul. Okay, so now my cursor is in first line, first character. Now I want to go to Abdul line. What is the shortcut, guys?
Where you want to go?
Last line. Bottom of the page. Okay, what is the default mode in VEditor?
Command mode.
Okay. Now tell me, I want to move the cursor completely down.
You have to go to the other mode then, I think.
What we will do in the command mode?
You can manage the thing, like you can manage all the things in command mode, but you can't.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you can manage. I don't know how to go down, but
So we discussed, guys, already in yesterday's class only, shortcuts and all. So Shift G, okay, Shift G. If you give, see my cursor is in last line, and give word by word W. Okay, word by word it will move like this. Now I want to insert something here. I for insert. Okay, it is giving changing a read only mode. It is not giving edit mode. Read only mode only it is giving. I'm trying to insert. It is giving the warning. Do one thing, escape shift colon, come out. See, forcefully quit. Come on. Okay, I'm quitting forcefully, and let me give, see, it's a password file is in etc, right? etc in the root directory. So you need to give the sudo command here. Sudo vi etc password. Then it will give edit mode. Now it will give the edit mode. Shift G. Okay, so now I will give the insert mode. Okay, now I will insert here. So Abdul is DevOps engineer. Okay, so escape, shift colon WQ, save and quit. Guys, you have to practice that VI editor, guys. Okay, done. Now if you give normally cat, if you open VI, sorry, cat etc passport, see, now DevOps engineer. So like this you can. Okay, so here someone is asking, okay, fine. So next one is here. Now see, I told you this X is password reference, right? Password reference. So where all the passwords will store? So the passwords will store in again etc. Inside etc, one file will be there. That file name is shadow. Okay, in the shadow, all the users encrypted passwords will store. Okay, let me show you. Cat etc shadow. If you see here, see inside this shadow file, all the users passwords will be there here. If you see, this is the root user, and these all are system users, and these two are normal users. See. Okay, for the no user, the password is not there. These are not the passwords, guys. Okay, so now I will create the password for Abdul user. Okay, let me create the password. How to create the password? Again, to create a password, the command is password only. File name is password only, and command also will use as a password. Password for which user? For Abdul user. Okay, now it will see only root can specify a username. So give this sudo permission, and now it is asking change password for user Abdul. I'm giving the password, and again it is telling a minimum 8 characters, but I give less than 8 characters. No problem. I'm continuing here with the same password. It will take. Okay. Okay. All authentication tokens updated successfully. The password is created. Now you can see it is a shadow file. Now password is created for Abdul user. This is the encrypted password. Okay. So in the same way, if you want to create a password for EC2 user also, you can give. Okay. Now, if you see, the passwords are generated. Okay, so like this, we will give the password, and all the passwords are stored in the inside. It is shadow file. Okay, so this password reference only they're giving in that password file. X is there, no field too, that they're giving their password reference. Okay, sometimes the user will be logged also. Okay, how to check whether user is logged or not? First, we will log the user, and after that, we will check. So we have a command here, user mode. Okay, so yesterday in the permission concept, we discussed ch mode, right? Change modification. Now user modification, user mode, -L for lock, capital L attribute into L for lock, And which user you need to log? Abdul user. Okay, so it is asking the permission here. So give this sudo. Oh shit. Okay, so the user is logged. Now if you go and see the shadow here, if you observe, is there any difference between the EC2 user and the Abdul user? Anyone? Actually, Abdul user is locked actually. Is it showing any difference here? Yeah. So see, here exclamation is there. Okay. So before this dollar symbol, okay. So prefix of this dollar, we have exclamation that is not there for a EC2 user. Means this user is locked. Okay. So if you want to unlock, no, how to unlock? Same command, you can expect L for lock, U for unlock. You can unlock and you can check again. Now it is not there. Okay. So like this, guys. So you can modify the user, you can create the user, you can delete the user. How to delete the user? We can delete the user. User del and the username you can give. The user will delete. Okay, I have only one user here. I'm not deleting. Okay, so this is all about user administration. And one more thing is there in here, in the user administration, we have if you want to see your account parameters, password parameters and all, you can see here. How to see your account means user only, okay? If you want to see your account password parameters and all, you can see by using this command, chag change age -l list, and which user you need to select. Okay, user means Abdul, account or user, both are same. Okay, now it will show you the Abdul account password parameters. It will show you. Okay, these are the password parameters. See, last password change, when the password is changed. Okay, so today only, December 22nd, and the password expires. So default values it will give. If you want, you can change also this. Password expires and password inactive state. Inactive state means the password is expired and after that they will give some additional period that is also finished and it moved to inactive state. Okay, so account expires completely, your account is going to block. And minimum number of days between password change, they're giving here 0. Okay, so if you give 10, no, after 10 days it will ask you please change the password. Okay, minimum days between password change. Maximum number of days between password change, they're giving big number here as a default. So this many days it will not ask you to change the password. And the number of days of warning before password expires. So maximum is 7. So you can give below that any number you can give. Okay, so password expire warning you will get. Okay, before 7 days. So these are the values you have. If you want to change this also, you can change. So the same command, just remove the -l. Now it will ask you one by one. You can go with the default value. Default value it will show you here. Otherwise, press enter for the new, press enter for the default. Otherwise, give new value. Okay. So default value is here. So minimum password age, I'm giving 100. Okay, and maximum password age I'm giving 1000. Okay, the last password change. Okay, date. Okay, any date you can give. I'm going default. Password warning I'm giving 3 days. So password inactive default. Account expiration default. So you can change. Now if you give this command, it will show you again. Whatever you changed also it is showing. It will show you. See. So this one normally when we will use means suppose you are going long weekend, not long weekend. Suppose you will be not available on long leave you are taking for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Okay, and your account is going to expire in a couple of days. Then you need to inform to the administrators, my account is going to expire. Please take care of it. I will be not available. Okay, so just you need to give information by seeing this. So if you not give the information, or sometimes the account will block again. It's big headache for the administrator to solve all these things. Okay, so for that purpose we will use this. So if you are not available also in office, they will assign the systems for other people, right? So we need all these things. Okay. So this is all about user administration part, guys. Any doubts? Okay. Next concept is group administration. A small concept only. So group means what? Group only, right? Like our WhatsApp groups. Okay. So number of people will be there. All together can access something or exchange data, right? Same purpose. Same definition also here. Group means wherever the meaning is same. Okay. So here, the administrator will add the users into your groups. That is the main thing here. Why he will add means, so few people they want to access something combinedly. That's why, right? Now, what I will do is how to create the groups. To create a group, see, we have two types of groups here: primary and secondary group. Primary group means we discussed. So whenever you create a user with the same name, you will get one group. That group is called primary group. And irrespective of the primary group, okay, or irrespective of the username, you can create own group also. That group we call it as a secondary group. Primary group you will get with the username only. Whenever you create a user with that name only, you will get. Okay, so now secondary group you can create irrespective of the username. Okay, so let's see where all the groups will be again in etc only. All the groups will be inside etc group file. Okay, sudo cat etc group file will be there. Okay, see here you have all the groups. Okay, so leave about these groups. Now if you see here we have EC2 and Abdul. Now tell me guys, these two users are primary, these two groups are primary groups or secondary groups? These are not users here. These are groups only. EC2 user group and Abdul group it is. Tell me these are primary or secondary? primary groups. How you're telling it's a primary group? Default created. Yeah, see, we created already. Okay, see, I mean, default created means actually you will get easy to user is the default actually, but not Abdul is not default. Okay, see, these two are primary groups only. How we can say primary groups means we have a username with this, right? We have a user also, right, with this. So that's why it is a primary. Okay, and we have a user with the Abdul, right? We have a user, we have a username with the Abdul, right? So then it is a primary. So whenever you create a user with that name, you will get a group. That group is called primary, I'm telling. So we have a user with these two. That's why you can tell these two are primary. Okay. So secondary groups you can create. How to create a secondary groups? Suppose I will create a group here. Group add is the command we need to use. Group add. I'm creating a secondary group here. The secondary group name is DevOps. Okay. See, this is the command we need to use to create secondary group. See, now see, we have one more group called DevOps. So with this DevOps, I don't have any user, right? Means DevOps is a secondary group. This is also a group only, but it is secondary group. Irrespective of the user creation, we got this. Okay, so this is secondary group. Done. So why they creating the primary groups like this? Whenever you create a user, why you are getting automatically? What is the use of this means? See, groups, purpose of groups is same, guys. I'm talking about only primary groups. Why it is creating, why you're getting default whenever you create a user means, see, suppose I want to I want to access something from Abdul group, from Abdul. See, Abdul and I want to do something. We both want to access something. Okay, so I will join into Abdul group. Okay, and we both will access something. The same way, the Abdul want to access something, okay, from me. Okay, so he will join into my group and we will both access something. Right? See, both are joining into each other groups, right? So if I want to join into Abdul group, Abdul need a group, right? Then only I can join. Without having the group, how can I? And the same, if Abdul want to join into my group, I should have a group. Then only he can join into my group. That's why whenever you create a group, whenever you create a user, automatically you will get one group called primary group. This is the reason. Okay, default one group it will create. And if you don't want that groups, you can go with the secondary groups also. Okay, but the group definition is same. Now, I will add the users to these groups. Okay, how to add the users to the groups? We have a command here, gpassword. Gpassword means group password. PASSWD. Okay, group password. -A, I'm using single user. Abdul user. I'm adding to DevOps group. Okay, Abdul user, I'm adding to DevOps group. See, adding user Abdul to group DevOps. Now, if you go on cross check, For the DevOps group, previously nothing is there. Now Abdul user is added. So like this, you can add a single user, you can add like this. Okay. Suppose if you want to add multiple users also, suppose see G password -m. Now I'm adding Abdul user, comma, multiple user means comma separator, and EC2 user. Okay. These users I'm adding to a group called DevOps. Any group you can take. Okay. But here I have only two users, right? EC2 user and Abdul user. That's why I'm taking this two only. Okay. And give sudo. Now see, now if you go on cross check, see Abdul and EC2. Abdul we created already. We added already for DevOps group. Now again I added because I have only two, that's why. So both the users are added to DevOps. Now if you want to remove one user from the group DevOps, you can remove like this. Sudo G password Abdul user you are removing from DevOps group. Sorry. -D for delete, guys. Okay. Now see, removing user Abdul from group DevOps, and you can cross check here. See, remove. The same way multiple users also you can remove from the group. So this is what group administration also. Okay. So this is all about user and group administration concept, guys. Any doubts so far? See, if you not see these things, whatever I showed you today in this user and group administration concept, these things practically we will not do in real time. Remember, knowledge wise only I explained this concept. Okay, so don't worry if you not understand also, no need to worry. Okay, only this concept I'm telling. Previous concept all are mandatory. Okay. So by these, we successfully finished user and group administration, and the Linux part is also done. Okay. And the next tool we are going to start, the DevOps, the first tool we will start, that is Git, Git. Okay. So in Git, again, you will get some Linux commands you will get, and again, you will get few Git commands also. Additional to Linux commands, you will get Git commands also. Okay, very easy commands. Concept by concept we will go. Okay, in Git, it's very interesting concept actually. Okay, guys, any doubts? So that we will start. Okay, it's already done. So that we will start firstly from tomorrow. Okay, so Git we will start tomorrow. How to install the Git and all these things I will show you. Okay. Okay, so how you are planning, guys, for Christmas?
Practicing Linux.
Oh, good. Saturday you are getting, right, this Christmas? (25th) Saturday. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll wind up today. We'll continue tomorrow. Bye. Thank you all.
Okay, thank you.